Hello, welcome to Mannsville-Manor Elementary. I'm Jim Pelton, the principal. What I'd like to do is go through some protocols for this upcoming school year. With the COVID rules and regulations, many things have changed to keep our staff and students safe. So please bear with me as I go through these changes. What I'm going to do is start from the beginning of the day to the end, including what students will expect in our cafeteria and at recess. Our students will be allowed to be dropped off at 7:30 in the morning. Parents will drive through our back parking lot in a counterclockwise direction and drop off in front of our gymnasium at door number 7. Once students are dropped off, there will be a greeter at the door. Once they're inside the building, there will be another adult who will help the students go to the place in which they need to be. Students at different grade levels this year will be at different locations before the school day starts. Your students will be directed based on their grade level once they are inside our building. Once students are in the building, students will be required to have their masks on at all times. Whether they're 6 feet apart in the hallway or in the classroom, their masks must be worn. It will be up to the teachers to give mask breaks. They will give mask breaks periodically throughout the day. If students are in the hallway, we ask the students to be smart and to stay 6 feet apart. We have markings on the floor that keep students to the right-hand side of the hallways. We also have markings every 6 feet, reminding students to be smart and stay 6 feet apart. As we make it through the day, again, masks will be on at all times. Once students get their lunch and come into the cafeteria, we will have students sitting with only 3 students per table. 1 student at the end, 1 student in the middle facing the opposite direction, and then 1 student at the far end. Once the students have their meals, they may sit down and remove their masks. During lunch, this is our social time. This is when students can converse with their friends, although they still need to stay 6 feet apart. When the lunch period has ended, the students will then have to put their masks back on. Also, when students are getting rid of their trash, they need to put on their mask whenever they get out of their seat. An adult will let them know when it is time for their class to dismiss. At that point, again, they will put their masks back on, they will line up, and they will exit the cafeteria. At this point, they will stay 6 feet apart and head back to their room with their teacher. Due to students not being able to share drinking fountains, we now have 2 water filling stations. Students will be required to bring their own water bottles to school. Once they have drank their water bottles, they will be allowed to go to a water filling station and fill their water bottles. We now have 2 water filling stations, 1 at the cafeteria and 1 down near the recess exit area. So students will be able to come out of their classrooms with their masks on and refill their water bottles whenever they need to. At 8:25 each morning, students will be released to go to their homerooms. Once they are at their homerooms, they will look for their name on their desks. Each classroom might be set up slightly different, but all classrooms are set up so students are 6 feet apart. Once students are in the classroom, they will be seated, but masks will be on. Throughout the day, the teachers will give mask breaks. As the teacher gives the mask breaks, students can then take their mask down. Again, they will have to stay socially distanced while their mask is down. Once the mask break is over, students will be asked to put their mask back on, and they will carry on with the instruction. Whether the model that your child is following is either the hybrid that they're in school 2 days and online, or at home 3 days, all work will be held accountable, meaning that this year, different than in the spring, students' work will be graded. All assignments must be completed and turned in to the teacher. If your child is 100% online, that child needs to turn in their assignments either online or paper form. If you are choosing to have paper form, packets will need to be picked up once a week and dropped off once a week. We are still making the exact arrangements and how that will look, so please be patient with us as we work that system out. The hours of the day, as a reminder, the building will be open for student drop-off at 7:30. Buses will be arriving up to 8:25. At 8:25, students will then be released to their homeroom classes. Masks will be worn at all times in the building unless otherwise directed by their teachers. Our dismissal, again, is at 2 p.m. So students will be in the classroom until 2 p.m. Once the dismissal time has arrived, then the students will go to their buses for departure. If you are picking up your child, they will go down by the gymnasium and you will follow our departure or pickup procedure. If you need to drop off your child after 8:25 or pick up your child before 1:50, you will come to our greeter desk. This is the only time in which a parent can come to the door and be allowed into our greeter area. Otherwise, dismissal will follow very similar protocols as our drop-off in the mornings, and I will go over that next. Our new dismissal time for this current school year is 2 p.m. As students are released at 2 p.m., parents will be required to drive to our rear parking lot and go in a counterclockwise rotation to pick up their children. Please stay in your car. An adult will come to your car to ask you to identify the child in which you are picking up. Once you get that child's name, the adult will ask for ID from the driver of the vehicle. Once your ID has been verified, we'll radio in and your child will come to your car. Again, dismissal is 2 p.m. This is a new time and a new pickup procedure. We will have many more parents picking up their students than we've ever had. So please be patient with us as we work through this process. Picking up students at our door number 7 is the safest method that we feel for all students and vehicles within our parking lot, along with our bus traffic. I appreciate the time that you have taken to watch this video. We will work through this together. As Spartan Nation, we are strong and we can do this. We will work with you. Your teachers will work with you. If you have any questions, please reach out to myself, the office, or your teachers. Communication will be key this year. Please use Parent Square. That app will be crucial. It will give you all information in regards to what is going on and what to look for and anything that you may need to do. As a last reminder, again with Parent Square, you will need to check in or check your child's temperature and verify it on the app each and every day. This includes even when your child is not present in school. Attendance is critical. We need to verify that your child is engaged in education 5 days a week, whether they're here or they're home remote. This also goes for all students who are 100% remote. Lastly, about masks. If your child is unable to wear a mask, we need a doctor's notification verifying that your child cannot wear a mask. If it is just too difficult for your child to wear a mask, then you may consider using our 100% remote model. Bear in mind, if you choose to go 100% remote, you have to do that for the remainder of the 10 weeks. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing your children.